So, Ranbir, Vani, and Sanjay sir, a warm welcome to you all on Filme Shilmy, and congratulations on Shamshera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Ranbir, I'm going to begin with you. We're seeing you in two back-to-back major potboilers, Shamshera and Brahmastra, after a 4-year hiatus. And I think it's very special because you're currently at a very mature stage in life. So tell me, how emotionally and mentally fulfilling do you feel these movies could actually be for you?
Anuj, I'm not that result oriented. So I believe that the process and the making of these films have been really special. I worked with really special people, special directors, special actors, worked very hard. I believed in them. I gave it my all. And now I have to leave it to the audience. There are many films that I've done in my career that I also worked very hard, which haven't worked, which probably at that time broke my heart. There are films that were relatively very easy and I didn't give it my all, and they turned out to be huge successes in my career. So you can't really tell, you can't be so attached to the result. Having said that, you mentioned a word called pot boiler. And I feel that word has been always used in a negative term. I know you don't use it that way, but these films are not pot boilers. They're very new films. They're very engaging, entertaining films. They've been made with a lot of love, a lot of heart, a lot of hard work. So it's an exciting time for me as an actor. It's an exciting time for Indian cinema, to try different genres, to try big scale, big screen films and entertainers. And I'm just happy to be part of that bandwagon.
A very arcade response, I must say. Thank you so much for that, Ranveer. But Vani, I think congratulations to you. I mean, you had a great year last year as well. Obviously, Bell Bottom, Chandigarh Kare Aashiki. And obviously, I know for this film, I read that you had to actually learn horse riding, and your character exactly has a certain arc. So, what did you discover the most about your abilities as an actor throughout Shamshera?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last bit?
So, what did you discover the most about
What did
yourself?
what did I discover the most? This character is very different from anything that I've done before. And having said that, I'm not just saying it for the heck of it, but I truly mean it. Karan has a vision, and it's a very clear vision. He comes with a lot of clarity. There's a lot of gravitas that he gives to each and every character. They're very well in detail written and penned to kind of support the storyline of the film, and it's not just about, okay, let me make a Ranbir because the film's called Shamshera, let me focus on Ranbir or Sanjay Dutt sir because he's the antagonist of the film. Every cast has been very well thought of and been placed only to make the backbone of the story stronger. And I feel Sona has so many layers to her. There are different dynamics to her which haven't been discovered through the teaser or the trailer of the film, the song. So as and when the film comes out, I'm hoping people can connect and resonate with this one as well.
Definitely, I think they will. In fact, Sanjay sir, you're working with director Karan Malhotra, I think after decades since Agnipath, and I remember Kancha Cheena scared the beep out of me whenever I first saw him, and I saw that initial trailer. But here I think your character seems to have a lot more responsibility, especially he dons a very, I would say, a cultural and sacred avatar. So I guess how have you ensured that you play the role very sensitively yet effectively at the same time?
Well, yeah, you're right about Agnipath. I mean, it was a scary character. Even I got scared when I saw myself on screen. But Shuddh Singh is a very different character. He's funny. He's tough. He's cunning. He's conniving. It has a lot of shades, and it's a great character to play. And I loved every minute playing Shuddh Singh, and it's got some great lines. And working with Ranbir and with Vani was a great experience for me. And Karan always comes up with these crazy characters for me, He likes me to be the bad guy.
Right.
And I love working with him,
And I must say, you really do play that really well, actually. In fact, Sanjay sir, because you have obviously been through a very wide spectrum of life, how do you, I guess, internalize exterior hardships through your craft of acting?
I don't take anything from the real life into the real life. I like the character and I try to play the character I mean, I am Shuddh Singh at that time, and I mean, I have my interpretation of Shuddh Singh,
Yeah.
but I am guided by Karan as a
Mm,
director because he's the most important.
mm,
I'm a director as actor. I give myself to the director, and
mm.
he molds me, and I like that.
Right, right. And I think Ranbir, I believe this is your first time playing a double role. So playing Shamshera and obviously his son Bali. So when you are playing these dual characters, what factors, I guess, do you rely on? I think just carrying on from what Sanjay sir said. And to what extent, I think in Shamshera in particular, did you actually perhaps reflect on your bond that you shared with your father? I think to bring out those emotions as authentically and as real as possible.
Well, I think I was again backed by a great script with great characterizations. Yes, it's the same actor who's played both the parts, but when the film was offered to me, I was only offered the son's part. I offered myself to play Shamshera. We had a series of auditions to get convinced that the same actor can play both the parts. Having said that, I think my relationship with my father is somewhere so seeped in my subconscious that I must have used it in some way or the other. There was nothing intentional as such. Both Bali and Shamshera are very different from who I am as a person. In fact, it's the most, it's the opposite actually.
Mm,
Both these characters are so angsty, they're so angry, and I don't think I have an anger bone in me. So I think even to channelize angst was a bit of a challenge for me. But it was amazing when I heard the script that okay, great, I'm a part of this story, this world with these actors and these characters. But when we started the film, I didn't realize what I put myself into. It was the toughest experience of my life. The 150 days we spent on making the film, the 100 days of rehearsals, which were beyond the making of the film. Every day was a challenge. Every day was, I had to give myself confidence. I had to talk to myself. I used to curse the director. I used to curse myself for taking up
right.
this project.
Yeah.
But I think it was all worth it. You have to put in that much of work. You have to sacrifice that much to put out a good product for the audience to see.
Right. No, very well said. And Ranbir, quite often, your roles have actually followed, I mean, just according to my interpretation of your filmography, they followed the path of a scorned lover or a person who embarks on an eventful journey of self-discovery. I think that's definitely an intrinsic theme in all your films that I found. So
Right.
why do such concepts appeal to you? And how do you feel your choice of cinema has evolved over the times, especially now that we're seeing this OTT boom in India? And globally as well, actually. But yeah.
I think Anuj, the choices I had made in the first 15 years of my career became very naturally to me. Though that maybe that was the phase I was in. That was the kind of films I was getting offered. I believed in those stories. I believed in those filmmakers, and I think it's just been a natural progression for me to do a film like Shamshera. I probably 10 years back I didn't have the conviction and the confidence to do a film like Shamshera. I needed this body of work. I needed people to accept me as an actor before they could start accepting me as a larger than life hero on screen. Having said that, I'm just not trying to play the larger than life hero. Like I mentioned earlier, I was backed by a great story which made sense. It made logical sense. It was great characterization. And regarding your question of OTT and cinema, I think I like to look at it in a positive way. I believe if I can name my own films, if I have a film like say Barfi or Wake Up Sid or even Tamasha, maybe those are OTT films and those should have, or if I had done those films today, I would not pressure them by box office numbers and try and put that pressure on the film. Then those films are good for the OTT platform. But when you do films like Shamshera or even Brahmastra, that's made for the big screen, that's made for a collective audience experience. So I look at it positively. If I'm going to do, yeah, I feel privileged that I am an actor whose films are releasing in cinemas, and I don't want to take that for granted. I want to give the audience exactly what they expect. Thank you, Anuj. Good
Thank
to see
you.
you.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much.